Hi, this shoe with a review of the Dawn issue 4. This, if you just look at it in a hazy, blurry, Vaseline coated vision, it looks like the Kobe 6 All-Stars, doesn't it? But anyway, the design, if you just look at the silhouette, it just looks like something that's being sold in a discount aisle, something that moms will get for their kids for a sports day. So I don't think this is a great design. Maybe it's the colorway, but the Dawn issue 1, maybe it's because they had the Venom pattern. I thought it was pretty interesting. Maybe they'll probably have a Venom pattern for this one. Hopefully they'll have that as well. I think the Venom colorway always looks the best for the Dawn issue series. For this one, for size 9, it weighs about 369 grams and it feels lighter than what the digits show. So this is a very lightweight shoe. Adidas, when it comes to bounce and light strike, they don't always have the lightest shoe. Speaking of light and light strike, they have light strike foam. It's visible that this is light strike, but apparently they claim to have a light strike strobel, which I don't understand. It's not air, it's not a different substance than what's practically visible on the outside. And if you wear it, you don't feel any unique strobel goodness in it. Personally, I felt the best light strike cushion shoe so far was overall the heel and the forefoot balance. The hardened 4s had a good low profile, but still they had a bit of the light strike cushioning. The Dame 7 had a good heel cushioning and the forefoot was a little bit lacking, but the Dame 7 heel light strike cushioning was really good. The Dame 6 had nice and even Steven, but the heel was a bit lacking. Dame 7 had very heel. The plushless heel light strike cushioning was from Dame 7, and this actually has just as good, if not better, heel cushioning like Dame 7, which is really nice and pleasant. But unfortunately, on the forefoot, it feels like they have they just want you to feel the floor. It's very low to the ground. It feels like the kind of lackadaisical, sorely lacking, malnourished cushioning that you get from low to the ground shoes like remember the Kyrie 2, 3s, and 4s. On the heel, you get a bit of cushioning. On the forefoot, you basically insole is the cushioning. You don't have much going on there. So that's how it feels like. Slightly better than that, but still feels like there's like not much cushioning. The first feeling you get when you put this shoe on and you feel like overall it's it's like strike I can feel, but it's mostly because of the insole and the strobel board. They do have a strobel board, a bit of a clothy foam layer on top. That's what's providing the cushioning. So the midsole seems like it's non-existent and it's very low to the ground, so the insole and the strobel board cushioning will bottom out eventually and you'll feel that deadly walking on pebble kind of non-existent cushioning on the forefoot. That's how it feels like. I don't know if it's because they have a plate right here underneath the foot. It feels like it either has a plate underneath the strobel board or there's just too little foam there. So that's my biggest complaint. The upper is a nice little jacquard material that you've seen in the Dame 2s, bring back good memories there. And the nice thing is that it's decently flexible, but it's decently rigid, starchy enough to provide that nice lockdown. And it doesn't have a huge, crazy interstellar dead space on top of the toe box. Sort of like the Dawn issue 1 with the Venom colorway, they had a different leather upper, and the toe box area was nice and flat and firm fitting. So not as tight as the Dawn issue 1 Venom colorway, but it feels better than most Adidas shoe that gives a crazy dead space here. So this is decent. This is very un-Adidas-like in the best possible way. Overall, there's a nice foam padding all around. This is not a high top shoe, not a low top shoe, not a mid top shoe. It's sort of like a close cross between the mid and low cut, but a little bit closer to mid. The heel covers are getting the job done. I feel like some people might have some heel slippage because the heel seems to be a bit roomy, but there's this huge Achilles padding all around. The padding is very thick and plush, so that should help with the lockdown. Again, depending on the shape of your foot, you might have some slippage. Me, I thought it was okay, but I felt it could have been better. The tongue is there, decent foam pad, nicely. It's a one-piece upper, but it's like opens up all the way here, so you can easily slide your foot in and pull your foot out of it nicely. The midfoot doesn't have a huge base. It feels kind of narrow. It seems kind of narrow. It is slightly narrower, definitely narrower than the hardened 4s or the Dawn issue 1s. and the non-issue ones had this huge puck on the side, on the lateral side, to provide additional lockdown and inversion prevention gimmick. This, it does have a decent midsole here to work as I guess an outrigger, but yeah, it's not as good as the typical Adidas, crazy Adidas outrigger that I've felt. It's definitely better than some of the other shoes out there that feels a bit tipsy, like some high above the ground LeBron models and whatnot. So it's decent, but this is a bit un-Adidas-like in not a very positive way, but it's not too bad. Yeah, the outsole pattern is incredible. They did this DG camo kind of pattern, sort of like the nodules that you've had in the KD8s, along with the wavebone pattern. So it's like, yeah, they have the nodules, but they're kind of connected while maintaining that edgy, rigidity, spikiness. So overall, the grip is really good. This is something that Adidas hasn't done in a long while. I do hope they continue to go towards this direction, where they're being innovative and at the same time producing something functional, not just doing something for the sake of saying we tried. Yeah, this is forefoot cushioning sorely lacking, but if you like the Kyrie series or any shoes that's just low to the ground without any cushioning in the forefoot, go ahead, knock yourself out. Heel cushioning is solid, fit is nice, and overall the lockdown is decent. The traction is definitely something very interesting. The price point, I think it went up a little bit, right? I wish they would maintain the low-end spectrum, make sure it stays in the affordable spectrum. Donovan Mitchell, we don't know which team is gonna go next. I guess that's why it's released this red color. I don't think it's supposed to suggest he's going to the Blazers or the Rockets or Wizards. I think that's their kind of colorway, but who knows? Yeah, decent shoe. I've already talked about, let me just emphasize the high points: traction, heel cushioning, decent lockdown, pretty lightweight.